Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Archana Mhatre, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department. In this video, we are going to continue with the third unit of microcontroller and application, that is 8051 timers, interrupt, serial and parallel communication. So in last video, we have studied the two SFR which are used in the timers. Now in this video, we will study about operating modes of timer. Timers have their operation modes which are selected in the T mode register by using M1 and M0 bits combination. There are four modes of timer: mode 0, 1, 2 and 3. First, mode 0, it is a 13-bit timer or counter mode. So here the pulse input is given to the timer. Then if the timer is overflow, then the interrupt will generate and we have to solve the interrupt. So it is a 13-bit timer. So the TH, that is higher byte of the timers, are of 8-bit and lower byte of the timer are of 5-bit. Total 13-bit timer, and this 13 bits, when it is overflow, then TF flag, timer overflow flag, will be set and the interrupt is generated from this timer. Now mode 0 is a 13-bit timer mode for which 8-bit of the THX X will be either 0 or 1 and 5 bits of TLX are used. This mode is same for timer 0 and 1 as shown in the figure above. The 8-bit of THX and lower 5 bits of TLX used to form a total 13-bit timer. Higher 3 bits of TLX should be written as 0 while using timer mode 0 or it will affect the result. The timer flag TFX set whenever the THX goes from maximum FFH to minimum 00H. That is timer overflow. That is when THX goes from maximum to minimum, the overflow flag will be set. Next is a mode 1. Mode 1 is a 16-bit timer mode. Mode 1 is similar to mode 0 except that TLX is configured as 8-bit counter. Mode 1 is a 16-bit timer mode used to generate a delay. It uses a 8-bit of THX and 8-bit of TLX to form a total 16-bit register. The timer flag TFX set whenever THX goes from maximum value, that is FFH, to the minimum value, that is 00H. So here you can see the pulse input is given to the TLX lower bit of timer, which is 8-bit. Higher bit of timer is also of 8-bit. When this THX is overflow, then the overflow flag will be set and the interrupt will be generated. Now next is a mode 2. Mode 2 is a 8-bit auto reload timer mode. In this mode only TLX is used as a 8-bit counter and we have to load the THX 8-bit value only. When the timer gets started, the THX value gets automatically loaded into the TLX and TLX start counting from that value. After the value of TLX overflow from the maximum to minimum value, the TFX, that is timer overflow flag, will set and again the value from the THX gets automatically loaded into the TLX register. That's why it is called as a auto reload mode. Here you can see that TLX is a 8-bit register, THX is a 8-bit register. The pulse input is given to the TLX register. When the TLX will overflow, then the overflow flag will be set and the value from THX is reloaded into the TLX register. So it is a 8-bit auto reload timer mode. Now next mode is a mode 3. It is a split timer mode. In this mode, timer 0 becomes two completely separate 8-bit timers, that is TH0 and TL0. Now here TL0 is a separate timer and TH0 is a separate timer. Pulse input is given to the TL0, which is 8-bit. If it is overflow, then TF0 flag will be set and interrupt is generated. And here the input is given from the crystal oscillator F divided by 12 and TR1 bit in TCON register. Then this input is given to the TH0 register, which is of 8-bit. If it is overflow, then overflow flag will be set and the interrupt is generated. TL0 is controlled by gate arrangement of timer 0 and sets timer 0 overflow flag TF0 when it overflows. TH0 receives the timer clock under the control of the TR1 bit and sets the TF1 flag when it overflows. Timer breaks into two 8-bit timers that can be counted from 00H up to FFH. The initial values are loaded into the higher byte and lower byte of the timer. Timer 1 may be used in mode 0, 1 and 2, with one important exception that no interrupt will be generated by timer 1 while the timer 0 is using TF1 overflow flag. Now next we will study about the delay calculation. So while designing the delay program in 8051, calculating initial values has to be loaded into TH and TL register. First, assume the crystal oscillator frequency as 12 MHz. Then timer clock frequency is equal to 12 MHz divided by 12 is equal to 1 MHz. Time delay is equal to 1 divided by 1 MHz. That is reciprocal of frequency, which is 1 microsecond. The maximum number of counts possible for 16-bit timer is 62 raised to 16 is equal to 65,536. Then let TH and TL value has to be loaded as follows. TH and TL is equal to hexadecimal equivalent of 65,536 minus X is considered in decimal. Now these are the steps for programming using T-mode register. First, load the T-mode value, that is timer mode register value, indicating which timer is to be used and which timer mode is selected. So T-mode is equal to 0, 1 for mode 1 and timer 0, and T-mode is equal to 20H for mode 2 of timer 1 used for timing. Load the TH and TL register with the initial count value, then start the timer, then keep monitoring the timer overflow flag until it rollovers from maximum value to minimum value. After the timer reaches its limit and rolls over, in order to repeat the process, TH and TL must be reloaded with original value, and TR, that is timer run control, is turned off by setting value to 0, and TF must be reloaded to 0. So these are the steps for programming using T-mode register. This is one example. Developed an assembly language program to generate a square wave of frequency 2 kHz on P1.5 bit by using timer 0 and mode 1. Assume the crystal frequency is equal to 11.0592 MHz. So calculation, first crystal frequency is 11.0592 MHz. Then timer clock frequency is equal to crystal frequency divided by 12 is equal to 921.6 kHz. Then Tn is the reciprocal of frequency, which is 1.085 microsecond. Now we have to generate the square wave of 2 kHz. So F out, that is frequency out, is equal to output frequency is equal to 2 kHz. Then time delay is the reciprocal of 2 kHz is equal to 500 microsecond. T out, that is output timer, is equal to 500 microsecond divided by 2 is equal to 250 microsecond. So the number of count n is equal to T out divided by Tn, which is 230.5. 241. So we will consider it as a 231. Now the timer value is 65 535, which is maximum, minus count 231. So we will get 65 305. This number is in decimal. So we have to convert that decimal number into hexadecimal number. So this is the procedure for converting decimal to hexadecimal number. So here we will get the conversion of decimal number into hexadecimal number as FF19H. So this value is to be loaded into the TH0 and TL0 register as 00. This is the higher byte value in TH0 and 19 in TL0. So this is the program. First move 0 1 into T mode register, which indicates that we will using timer 0 in mode 1. Then LSB count to TL0, MSB count to TH0. Start the timer and check the status of the timer. Until it is not overflow, then jump to the same instruction. If it is overflow, then jump to the next instruction. Stop the timer, complement the particular bit P1.5 as we have to generate a square wave on this bit. Then clear overflow flag and then stop. So this is the program to generate a square wave on a particular pin. Now next is a program to generate a delay of 1 second. 1 second delay by using timer 1 and mode 1. Calculation is same as we have seen in the earlier example. So program is that here we have to generate the 1 second delay. So first T mode is equal to #10H. It indicates that we are using timer 1 in mode 1. Then this is the counter. Then complement the particular bit. Then load the TL1 and TH1 register with the value calculated. Set the timer. Check the status of the overflow flag. Then clear. Stop the timer. Then clear the overflow flag. Then decrement the counter until the counter is not 0. Again repeat the same procedure, and if it is 0, counter will be 0, then stop the program. Thank you.